Hello, so today I'm going to talk about the results of the 2026 SDV survey that Omdia deploys annually. So every year we ask the automotive industry, including OEMs, Tier 1 and Tier 2 suppliers, some important questions such as what are the main challenges of scaling SDV implementations? And what has been the top of the list for the last 3 to 4 years has been cybersecurity and safety concerns. After that, we see cost optimization and ROI in legacy systems and operations and mindsets. Interestingly enough, this hasn't changed much in the last 3 to 4 years, so this continued to be the main blocks to scale. Now, one thing that is interesting is if you look at China, and China being the market that is ahead in terms of implementations of software-defined vehicles, legacy is not so much of a problem. And this is likely because there are a lot of new OEMs in China that don't really have legacy. So one key challenge for OEMs in implementing SDVs in China is actually software complexity and integration challenges. And I like to look at China because they are ahead, it's sort of an indication on where we're going moving forwards. Now, we talk a lot about AI now, AI at the edge. So we have asked in this survey, what are the main challenges in deploying AI at the edge in SDVs? And the top of the list has been the integration complexity between different ECUs, different vehicle domains, and software stacks. Now, what comes right after this is assessing in-vehicle data reliably and securely. For example, using APIs, having permissions, or cross-ECU connectivity. Now, in terms of permission, this is quite interesting because sometimes it depends on the contracts that you have with your supply chain. So now this has to be in mind of the OEMs when they are deploying contracts or when they are finding who is going to supply their next platform. Now, another thing that has been that is a challenge for AI at the edge is actually the model deployment, lifecycle management, and OTA updates at scale. In fact, talking about OTA updates, these are the core elements of SDVs because this is the way that you give new functionalities to your customers. So we asked, what are the key barriers that the OEMs are seeing in deploying OTA updates at scale? And the top was reliability. Reliability concerns in the vehicle. So for example, braking the vehicle or having failures in the vehicle. And we have seen lots of OEMs going through this problem. And what I think this really highlights is the importance of virtual environments, including digital twins within SDVs moving forwards. Now, we also asked, what are the main challenges for the traditional ownership of vehicles that SDVs are solving? And when we look at all the respondents, they think main issue that SDV will solve is the outdated experience. So when you buy your vehicle is fresh, it has the latest software, but after that, it just declines. Now with SDV, you would have an always fresh, always nice user experience that it's on top of the technology. Now, interestingly enough, if you look at China, and again, remembering China is ahead in terms of deployment, they say that the main challenge that SDV will solve is not actually the outdated experience, but is the ability of detecting and solving issues before they happen or quickly. So therefore, predictive maintenance becoming a main focus for software-defined vehicles delivering value to the customers. Now, these are just some of the highlights of our survey. If you want to hear more about it, please reach out.